the XRP family. Welcome back to the ZX channel for cryptocurrency. Thank you for all of the love you guys give us on a daily basis. Let's not waste any more time and see what's going on with our old friend and what we can anticipate as the week progresses. Speaking of the week itself, we started off on Monday and the market has been on an upward trajectory ever since, which is clearly a lead up to the FOMC meeting next week. However, XRP is currently trading at $3. It's clear that we're above the psychological level and confirmation zone. In comparison to Bitcoin, it was down roughly 0.5%, but up about 1% in USD. $179 billion was valued, and $4.2 billion was traded in a 24-hour period. Just a little reminder that nothing on this channel is financial advice, as usual. Always conduct your own research. And do your homework before making a cryptocurrency investment. This is our close friend SEC Chairman Paul Adkins. He is the head of the SEC and is officially declaring that the time for cryptocurrency has arrived. Let that really sink in. Paul Adkins, who has spoken a lot of good things about cryptocurrency over the past day, is claiming that the time for it has come. Gary Gensler would never have said that. This conference and course are providing some insight into the significance of the cryptocurrency sector and how America will become the worldwide hub for cryptocurrency adoption. To be fair, we must give credit where credit is due for the amount of changes that have occurred in the crypto space over the past 8 months, including improvements, clarification of regulations, and changes to the framework. People ignore the fact that a lot has transpired, but not on this channel. We must recognize the progress made in such a short period of time and give credit where credit is due. However, notice how the altcoin season index increased from 29 last month to 67, indicating greater altcoin momentum. If we consider that domination speaks for itself, are we shocked? And that's what we've been waiting for a while. And naturally, I believe that the rate cut element would be the driving force behind that. However, notice this: David, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, states that he is fairly certain that a 25 basis rate cut will occur. We don't need any advanced science to come out and tell us, hey, you know what, at this point, we will observe a rate reduction of 25 BPS, I guess. The likelihood of that happening is already very nearly 100%. The game, in my opinion, changes once we see a doubling such as a point of 50 BPS. That's where the excitement comes in. To be honest with you all though, I believe that this is pretty well fixed in stone and that the market is gradually pricing itself in for the FOMC meeting. Thus the market does retrace perhaps a day or two prior to the FOMC meeting. Although I wouldn't be shocked if it occurred, on September 10th around 741.5 million Bitcoin and 171.5 million Ethereum were purchased for ETF flows. Take a moment to process that. We were observing outflows a few weeks ago and people were saying things like, the outflows are happening, this and that, yada yada yada. And now once more we're seeing inflows. And to be honest with you, we're seeing some really significant amounts. Once more, we must recognize that the demand for these digital assets is significantly more than it was in previous years. Furthermore, we cannot ignore that, And here's just one more instance of that. Take another look at this Senate clarity legislation, To pass, the plan needs to be approved by a 60-40 majority, meaning that enough Democrats must support it. Recall that the steady currency bill exceeded 60, which is encouraging. Additionally, XRP net inflows from USD are flowing in directly from Coinbase and Gemini, as well as going green and shutting down to chat. $29 million on the same day, and the SEC adds November 14th to its review period of the CBOE BZX petition to list the Franklin XRP Etf. I would like to discuss this with you all today. I would like to give this more of my attention. We believe that the Franklin Templeton XRP Etf will launch sometime in October, however they have postponed it until November 14th. Many people are still, submitting ETFs, and they're, October when it comes to the total deadline. However, it seems incomprehensible that some of them might be granted in October, and then later, and then some more may be approved in November. I believe it will occur in a day, and you will witness a significant portion of it. This raises the question, do we believe it is delayed? Tell me what you personally think in the comments section. Listen to what this individual has to say. I'm shocked that the dates are being pushed out. This may be the outcome for the other October 18th in October, of course. Tell me what you personally think about that in the comments section. Let's examine the price situation. From a dominance perspective, dominance is declining, which is obviously a positive indication. Exactly what we're looking for if you own altcoins. On the other side, Bitcoin is moving in the direction of the upset. We are obviously not yet in the confirmation zone, but we are on an upward trajectory. I have repeatedly advised you all to concentrate on this upward trend in each and every update, and that has remained in effect thus far, That's fantastic to see, but XRP is now trading at $3. Although we did momentarily drop below the main resistance, we are still keeping our price above the psychological $3 mark. Look at this wick at 316 though. This is a really fascinating situation, and in my opinion this was clearly caused possibly by a market buy. However, I predict that, believe it or not, this will be filled in. This is what I want to fill out. Naturally, those are my personal opinions, but the pricing is holding up quite well. Regarding the cost of the extra piece, I can't complain. Everything is going okay so far. You have to go step by step. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. I adore you all. Peace out and see you later. CryptoZX.